Hello, my name is Tiffany Simone and I am the broker owner for Property Experts. I want to talk to you today regarding purchasing a home. There's a few steps when purchasing a home, and it is a big step if it's your first home, right? And you want to know quite a few things. How much money am I putting down? Where do I want to live at? If you have kids, as far as the school district is all important when you have kids, right? And the cost. How much can I afford to buy with my income? All of these questions come up. What does my credit score need to be? It's just so much. What type of loan will I get? And there's a few different type of loans, right? So the very first thing that you want to do is hire a professional. You're going to hire a real estate brokerage. You'll get with a real estate brokerage that then will assist you with becoming pre-qualified. Usually a real estate agent will have a list of finance partners for you to be able to choose from. Then once you get pre-qualified, and I suggest that when you get pre-qualified, this is when the loan officer is going to pull your credit. You're going to complete an application that will list your income versus your debt, and you will submit documents. Now, you should know and understand that purchasing a home is a big process. It's a huge transaction, usually the biggest that you make of your lifetime, right? So you want the bank, the lender, to give you a substantial amount of money. So in order to do that, obviously, they're going to ask for a lot of documents. That entails usually 2 years of tax returns, your W-2s or 1099s for 2 years if you are self-employed, your 1099, and your check stubs if you are W-2, usually for a month, and 2 to 3 months of bank statements. You always want to make sure that if you have student loans, that they're not in deferment or forbearance, or any bill that you have. When this video is being made in 2020 in a COVID state, and a lot of people have put their creditors on like a halt because of, even when the income is not low, it could have not changed, but you're just taking advantage of some of the opportunities are out there. Well, those are not good opportunities to take when you're wanting to purchase, because what the bank is going to think is that if you were doing a forbearance, if you were doing a deferment, it was because it was lack of income, and why should I loan you money, right? So always think about that, right? So now that we have a great real estate agent, we have a financial team that's going to get you on the way, it's time to find a house. Finding a house is supposed to be a happy state, right? You're going to tell your broker all of the things that you desire in your house, how much yard space you want, all of the things that you want, and you should try to get everything you can that is within your budget that you're approved for, right? Another thing that I want to talk about, I want to back up a little bit. There's a difference in being qualified for a mortgage amount and being comfortable with your payment. So make sure that the loan officer, when it tells you, oh, you're approved up to 500, will know what the payment looks like. So your payment will consist of your principal, and that's the mortgage payment only. But in addition to your principal, now that you're a homeowner, you got to pay the piper, Uncle Sam. And so those are county and city taxes. That is going to be divided by 12, and you're going to pay for that in your monthly payment, as well as your insurance. And depending on the type of loan that you're going to get, you're going to have what they call PMI, which is the mortgage insurance. So that's another 3 payments tacked on to your principal. So you want to make sure your payment is where you want it to be, not just the amount that you're approved at. You want to make sure. Now, of course, there's things that are going to vary. So the taxes, it's always going to be an estimate up front, because taxes will vary from house to house, right? So just make sure your payment is where you want it to be, so that way we know how much house that you're going to buy. Now, what are you doing? You're driving, you're riding, you're looking for houses, and you want to make sure that once you find this great house, you fell in love, it has most of everything you wanted, and then you're going to go under contract, or you're going to go through negotiations. When you're going through a negotiation, for me, I say ask for everything. Ask for everything that you want as far as closing costs, and closing costs will depend on the amount of house. The lower the house, usually closing costs. Anything that starts to get over $600,000, $700,000, $800,000, usually you're negotiating off the sales price of the house, and you don't ask for closing costs. You just kind of take that money off the offer amount that you're giving. Make sense? So when you're giving a negotiation, you kind of ask for everything and then allow the seller to come back to negotiate with you. Now, do you do that when it's a hot house and it's a seller's market? Different circumstances call for different types of negotiation. You never want to be a person on the table and you have 5 or 6 other offers that they're looking at and you're asking for everything, and then you have 5 or 6 offers that are overbidding and asking for nothing. You want to make sure that you got your foot in the race, right? So now you've negotiated, you've won the negotiations, and now you're under contract. You're bounded under contract. Then we have due diligence dates that begin from there. And those due diligence dates are very important because that means that your team now has to perform. And that would be you too. So the first thing that you're going to get is typically a home inspection. You want to make sure that this home is in great tip-top shape, and whatever's not right, you can then ask the seller to maybe make repairs to. Now, if you're buying a brand new home, you got to go in and pick out your cabinets and your granite and all the other little things, your light fixtures, greatness, brand new home. Nothing like a brand new home. And some people are like, well, it's brand new. Why would I need to get an inspection? Well, I worked brand new construction for quite some time. And I can tell you that people are human. They work, they go to work Monday through Friday or Monday through Sunday, and they're building houses. And sometimes they make mistakes because they're human. So just as important to get a home inspection when you're buying a new home or versus a resale. Always protect your investment because remember, this is your home. The next thing, after we go through our inspections, we're asking to address concerns, asking the seller to repair things. And then once we got past that part, then now the lender will go ahead and know that you're serious, you're moving past your due diligence period for that. And now you're going to enter into a finance contingency and an appraisal contingency. And now this is where the team of finance is going to work. Your financial team is doing all of the work pretty much from here on. It is your responsibility to make sure that you have all of your documents in on time, on time, on time. Anything that the lender asks you for, make sure that you send it promptly, okay? You're also going to need to get a home buyer insurance. If you have car insurance, usually it's always less expensive if you're combining the two. Make sure you get several quotes. Just because you love your car insurance doesn't mean it's going to give you the best rate for your home. Then, once you're done all of this, you've gotten past all of the inspections, you've gotten past getting the appraisal done, then it's time to get ready to close. During the process, however, let me make myself clear. Do not purchase anything on your credit. Do not put any cash deposits in your bank account. Do not purchase anything on your credit, and do not make any cash deposits in your bank account. So this is some of the steps, some of the basic steps to home buying. And you just want to make sure that you're buying a home that's good for you and your family. So I hope one day my team, property experts, will be able to help you and your family. Thanks for listening to this video. Have a wonderful home buying process. Good day.